Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna. And on tonight's show,
Turkey serves up Russia for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is... Awesome!
With Byron Bertram and Ivan Penaluna.
okay, this is the story, of course, about the Turks shooting down a Russian bomber.
Yeah, they said it was an accident, and then Russia was all like, "No, it wasn't an accident. You did not warn us." And they're like, "But we did warn you." I don't really do a Turkish accent.
Yeah, no, there's a bit more Omar Sharif that was.
Yeah.
But anyway, I appreciated it. The thing is that they said, "Yeah, we did warn you. We warned you like you were in our airspace for 17 seconds. We warned you 10 times." I find that hard to believe. How fast are they talking? Get out of the space! Get out of space! Get out of space! Get out of space! Get out! Right, fuck it. Shoot them down. I don't believe it, actually. It's come out that they weren't actually in Turkish airspace. I think this is a set-up job. I think the Turks, well, for anybody who follows this will know, the Turks are heavily involved in ISIS. Who does ISIS sell all its fucking oil to? One guess, Turkey. Turkey is the biggest recipient of illegal oil coming out of ISIS territory.
So it's basically kind of like an ex-girlfriend cheats on you, and then all of a sudden you order a coffee at Starbucks from a woman, then your ex-girlfriend just gets all, she's just basically projecting. She's just like, "What are you doing? Why are you ordering a coffee from a woman? Are you fucking her?" It's like, "No, I just ordered a coffee." It's like, "Fuck you." That's pretty much what it is.
I don't know. That's lost on me. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's something like that, but on a geopolitical higher level.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
something like that.
In fact, it's got nothing to do with that parallel I tried to bring into it.
No, you know what? And you know what the Turks actually said? Erdogan actually said, "You know what? We wouldn't have shot down that plane if we'd known whose it was." Really? Who do you think is flying planes over and around Turkey at that time? I mean, you know, it could have been one of a number of nations. Most of them are friends with yours. It could have been Syrian, I suppose, but it was fucking Russian. Maybe just don't shoot down any planes. How about that?
Yeah, aren't they like...
Just to be on the safe side.
Don't they have like a hammer and sickle all over them? Well, no, that'd be an old plane.
No. They don't have that sort
Don't
of
they
thing.
have like logos on them being like, "Hey, Russia"?
Yeah, the Russian ones are painted with this really weird sort of like black, sky blue and white camouflage. You can't miss them. I mean, you know, they stand out a mile.
So, but they're just like, "But we could not see you either, or hear you."
Yeah, no, it's a setup job. It's
Right.
a setup job, and now, you know, Russia's cancelled $20 billion worth of trade with Turkey. Turkey's going, "Don't play with fire." He's like, "Really? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Turkey? What are you going to do?"
Yeah, I would say if you're in a fight and it was Russia or Turkey, I think you'd take Russia.
I mean, the Turks are feisty, but the thing is that, you know, the Turks are on the wrong side. When I first heard about this, my initial reaction was, we're on the wrong side. We're on the wrong fucking side. We're on the side of the Turks, we're on the side of the Saudis, and we're on the side of the Qataris. And these are all fucking bad guys. If you're talking about ISIS, these are bad people. These people promote, support, and sustain ISIS. Well, fuck it. So does Obama's administration, actually, for that matter. We're on the wrong side. Vladimir Putin is the only person representing our interests in the Middle East. As people of the West, of the West, who do not want to live under a caliphate, Vladimir Putin's the only person representing our interests.
Vladimir Putin, he's like the anti-hero, isn't he?
He's fucking great. I love him.
He's like the anti-hero. He's like the Jason Bourne of the real world.
Yes. Did you hear that? He texted.
He's like the Matt Damon of the East.
Did you hear that? He texted Justin Trudeau and said, "I want to come on your face."
I heard about that. We just had that. Did you hear that interview?
No, I didn't. It's insane. No, that's the rumor. That's the rumor.
That is the rumor.
He keeps on sending these texts to Justin Trudeau saying, "I want to come on your face."
Does he do it in Russian or does
No,
English?
he gets someone to translate it for him.
Oh, wow.
He's
Okay,
not going to
cool.
send it in Russian, is he?
No.
No.
Does he do it himself or does he get somebody else to do
Right,
it
he'll
for him?
probably get someone else to do it. I mean, it might be his personal phone. You know,
That's
I know he's a
unbelievable.
busy guy. He's a bit busier than Justin Trudeau.
And then Trudeau's going to respond by nothing, right?
Well, the rumor is that he just ignores them.
Really?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
it's great, isn't it? Eh?
I never read about this. So where do you get these news stories?
You know, at Zero Hedge, you know, you hear these things. Right?
Wow, holy
It's amazing.
shit.
It's like they say, you know, elections have consequences, right? You know, all of a sudden, everybody's like going, "Yeah, Justin Trudeau is going to be fucking awesome. The future is going to be fucking awesome. We got rid of Harper. Justin Trudeau is the leader for us." And then international incident. Oh dear, we've got a fucking 12-year-old boy running shit.
You know what? Hey, man, I'm not against you. I think Justin Trudeau's the greatest prime minister we had since Stephen Harper.
Well, there you go. You're probably right.
Yeah. I mean, probably.
Statistically, you're correct.
So basically, what do you think the repercussions of this? So do you think Russia, Turkey, they're not going to go to war? It's just going to be like a mini Cold War between them. Is Turkey going to apologize? Be like, you know what? I was just
no, they won't
angry.
apologize. But you know what? NATO will hang them out to dry. NATO won't back them and go, yeah, we're with you. Because you know what? The Turks are on the wrong side. The Turks are on the wrong fucking side. Come on.
You think it was just a misunderstanding? You don't think so?
No, it wasn't a misunderstanding. Bullshit, was it?
So were they just getting even at them? They'd just be like, God, mind your own business, okay? It's we want ISIS oil, and you guys are being nosy.
It could have been the Turks getting pissed off that the Russians are ruining their show in Syria, you know, or it could be Obama going, you know what, shoot down one of them Russian jets for us, will you?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's how geopolitical games at this level are played.
Just get nasty, just be catty.
Yeah. They go, no, he goes, you see what? That's one of their boys over there. Go over there and fucking do him. Let's see what they got to say about that. That's how it works.
You don't think this could be the beginning of a third world war?
I doubt it. I think we've already started the Third World War, but it's just slower. It's just playing out in very, very slow-paced timing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how long is this? It's just taking forever to complete the trilogy.
Well, no, I mean, since we last did a show, it's a long time. We've had the Paris attacks. We've had the shooting down of a Russian jet. Paris attacks. We haven't even fucking talked about.
No,
that,
we haven't.
You know,
it's crazy. So the Paris attacks is by the way,
no one ever saw that coming.
Well, of course, anybody who acts surprised that this kind of thing would happen, like, oh my God, I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change my fucking profile pic to a French flag.
That was brilliant.
I'm so surprised. That's what
brilliant.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ruin my gay flag and replace it with a French flag. Okay, that's how surprised I am. And you know what? I'm also gonna say, like, I'm so upset so I could get a lot of likes. And if I get a lot of likes, I'm gonna look popular. And people are like, wow, it's awesome how sympathetic you are. You're amazing. It's like, thanks. I'm gonna share my grieving.
Yeah, it's
selfie fucking grieve.
Yeah, it's a very annoying world, is it not?
Yeah, and the thing about this
full of idiots.
And about the thing about Facebook and all this, this attack is I have too many Facebook friends. This is what I notice about this attack.
You need to get rid of some of those.
Yeah. So I got friends from all different political beliefs because I'm a people pleaser and I form no opinions, right?
Yeah.
So everybody just makes an opinion for me, and I just get caught in this drive-by. My wall gets caught in a drive-by of people from all different political beliefs. Like, I'll just be like, like, hey, terrible, what a tragedy, what a loss. And then one friend will be like, yeah, and they're going to let in a bunch of refugees. It might be terrorists. And then another friend will be like, you're racist, you're an asshole. And it's like, well, you're a naive child. It's like, well, you're a dickhead. Well, here's my link to say I'm right. Well, here's my link to say I'm right. Link. And then it'll be like, hey, Byron, what do you think? And I'll be like, I was just talking about the Canucks. They lost to Toronto 4-2. I'm devastated. What a tragedy.
That's a pretty good description of what happens on your wall.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know what? There's no point doing the link thing. You just got to destroy these fucks with an argument, right?
But nobody wants to be wrong. That's the thing.
No. It's not about being wrong. It's about not letting the injustice of what they're saying stand.
But the thing is, like, a lot of people don't even care. They just want to be right. They'll be like, no, but this link is right. I'm like, yeah, but this link is right. No, but my news source is better. Why? Because I said so, and I want to be smarter.
As Ben Shapiro says, pick the points that you're going to fight on. Choose the battles and make sure you fucking win them. When you get hit back twice as hard.
Right.
And he's right. Pick your points, stick to them, because they'll try and pull you off them. Stick to them and nail them fucking home.
Right. They'll just be like, yeah, you don't like that? Well, your punctuation is shit. Speaking of punctuation, blah, 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 you're an asshole.
Yeah. No, sometimes I just drive by your wall just to fucking smack people around.
Oh, I know, yeah. Well, I'll get bitch slapped about something I didn't even do. It's like, Byron, you're wrong. And I'm like, what? What did I even, I just said, yeah, this is whatever.
Sometimes I see that. So see people picking on you. I think, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking smack you around now.
Yeah, I can't defend myself. Well, it's hard to defend yourself when you don't have an opinion.
That's why you've got me. That's why you got me until recently, Eric Amber.
When you don't have a strong opinion, you're going to get picked on, right?
Yeah, exactly. People are just going to smack you around.
I just want to please everybody. I just want to please ISIS and you
don't want to please ISIS.
No, but I just want to be politically correct. So, come on. If you don't like ISIS, doesn't that mean you're racist? Shit. Oh, but now I'm sexist, fuck, and homophobic and hate Christians. Do you know what I actually heard? I just want to win.
I actually heard, I was listening to CITR, which is the local college radio station from UBC out here, and I was listening to a program the other day, and it's two guys talking on it, and they were saying, this is, their main point, and this is the one that's coming out really strongly at the moment, is if you change your life whatsoever, the terrorists have won. No, that's not how it works, because if you listen to the terrorists, they're very clear about it. They want a global caliphate. When the terrorists have a global caliphate, they've fucking won. Until then, they haven't won. And if you have to change your lifestyle a little bit because people are blowing up fucking shopping malls and cafes and shit like that, that's only natural that you would do that. You know.
What if I change my diet?
You could change your diet.
Does that mean the terrorist won?
No, it just means that you might be able to move faster in a terrible incident.
Yeah, right.
You know. Anyway, these guys were saying. One of them was actually saying. He said, "You know what? If we have to, just let's say, we have to put up with a few more terrorist attacks every few years in Canada. That's a price worth paying, just to do the right thing." And I thought, man, I can't believe I'm fucking hearing this. Are you people that fucking insane? You're that insane that you are willing, because there's no question of you, revisiting the sense of bringing in 25,000 Syrian refugees. There's no question of you ever questioning that. And you think that the price worth paying is terrorist attacks in Canada because at least you're doing the right thing.
Well, it's just a few. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I know. It's just 500.
It's a few, even if a few thousand people might get explode, at least you're not racist.
No, exactly. That's the main
Well,
thing.
no, here's the thing. Like, I think I'm pro letting the refugees, but even if you make the argument of, I think we should just make sure you screen them properly and the legitimate refugees, like, oh, you're a racist, you're an asshole, how dare you even question
screening is
them?
racist. I saw that. Screening is racist.
Yeah, screening is racist.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, fine, everybody, come on in.
Hey, do you remember like 4 weeks ago, Francois Hollande, going to the Paris attacks, 4 weeks ago, Francois Hollande was telling the Hungarian president to shut up and take his quota of refugees. 4 weeks ago. How things change, eh? Now, you don't hear fuck all out of Francois Hollande on this subject. He's not telling Hungary to take their quota of refugees anymore because, as I posted at the time, I said, yeah, why would Hungary want to repeat the avoidable mistakes that France has made? I mean, they must be insane,
You know what I don't get about this refugees? Like, how come so many countries get off scot-free and nobody even claims that they're racist? Or whatever. Like, how come Japan ain't letting any refugees in? Why like China? It's like, oh, don't worry about them.
No, no, we're not.
Yeah, not into it. Oh, don't worry about it.
Because they're not white. Because they're not white.
Yeah.
If you're white, you have to explain yourself. If you're Saudi Arabia, you don't have to explain why you won't take any refugees, but you're willing to build 200 mosques in Germany for them. You have to explain that logic.
Come on, Japan, you're first world nation. Come on, let them in.
Nah, they're not white, man. That doesn't
matter then.
They're different. They have a different hue.
Yeah,
doesn't work.
So you're racist even just for even implying that they might be racist.
Yeah, there's an article in CBC.
Racist is only a white male thing.
It is. You can only be racist if you're white and male. Yeah, basically.
It's pretty
other
much
than that, you're just doing what you do.
Yeah.
There's an article in CBC News today. France's National Front leader calls Canada's refugee plan madness. Well, she would do, wouldn't she?
Well, National Front, you gotta be, that's extreme. That's extremism.
Well, guess who's sweeping up in December elections in France?
Who is?
The National Front.
Oh yeah.
Of course. This is so easy to predict. Anyway, the other thing I heard about, bringing this around for a moment, the other thing I heard about, Raqqa is the de facto state capital for the Islamic State, right? During the heyday, and it wasn't that long ago, it was pretty much basically before the Russians started bombing it, Raqqa was the place to be. People were fleeing slums in Britain to go and live in the Islamic State in Raqqa, right? And
it's a great tourist destination.
Yeah, house prices rocketed in Raqqa, right? Now, after about a month of Russian bombing and a little bit of bombing by the French, the housing market in Raqqa is in free fall. It is said that you can snap up a 2-bedroom apartment in the center of town for as little as 2 suicide vests and a sex slave.
That's amazing. But, I even heard some study that is changing quick, though, because there's a lot of Asian overseas investors that have already just flooded the market because the real estate prices are low and they just bought it right up. And unfortunately, they just haven't. They just that's the thing about the Islamic State is. Are
you telling me that they're gonna buy these properties, put one of their old grandmas in it to live in the kitchen, and then spend the rest of the year in Hong Kong?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
That's outrageous.
It's terrible. So they're gonna get their grandma from Hong Kong, just put a burqa on her, put a niqab on her, just let her set up shop. They're just gonna buy all these funds, and that's what pisses me off about the most about the Islamic State is they don't cap foreign investors.
No, and most of these little old ladies walking around in burqas are just old Chinese ladies that have been left there by their families.
Yeah, well, they're just
their property.
So basically now, pretty soon, just a middle income jihadist, him and his 4 wives, and They can't even afford to live in just a bombed out shed anymore.
What are you saying? A middle-income jihadist with like 4 wives and 43 children?
Yeah.
Can't live in downtown Raqqa?
No.
Yeah, that's
It'll just be like,
insane.
yeah, exactly.
It's insane. It's a good job.
All the prime real estate in the execution pit is going to be taken.
It's a good job that the Russians are doing some very, very detailed urban redevelopment right now.
It's cool. Yeah, our show's all about fighting racism with racism.
Yeah, it's all about telling the truth in a humorous manner.
Mm.
As much as we can afford, really. I mean, sometimes things are so serious that we can't afford a joke. But when we can afford a joke, we will slip one in there. And the man for the job often is Byron Bertram. That's right, isn't it? Just
you know what bothered me about this whole thing, though. I mean, it sucks. It's brutal. It hits you, especially when it's a Western state. But we don't talk about them getting all these other places getting hit all the time. It's like, don't worry about them. They're brown people. Don't worry.
No,
about
I do.
But
I post that shit, and then everybody's like, "No, I don't care about that." What? 2,000 people killed in Nigeria.
Boko Haram murdered all these people. Who cares?
In one day. Nah, I don't care about that.
No.
Oh, I'm not racist. I just don't like Christians. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. They were Christians who got killed? Fuck it. I'm more concerned about Muslim feelings than Christian lives, really.
No, and then it'll just be like, France. Oh, I like mustaches.
And
baguettes.
I went to France once.
I went to France once.
God, that happened to France. I've been there.
I've been to France. I got date right there. Great memories.
Oh. God, that's terrible. What, you mean this happened somewhere where I've been? Oh, my God. It's not about me. Me.
Yeah, I got borderline date rape by a guy named Richard with a pencil-thin mustache and a fucking girl's bike wearing a beret. And I just had really fond memories of that place.
Oh, God.
It's like,
I can't believe
of course,
this
I'm
is
going to, France wash my Facebook profile.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's bullshit. Even in England playing France in a friendly, and England won 2-0, and even the commentators are just like, well, it doesn't mean anything because France is depressed.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
I'm like, fuck, come on, man. You never beat France. You always put like shit. And then you beat a legitimate opponent. Now you're still like, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't mean shit.
Hey, did you see Chrystia Friedland on the Bill Maher show? Have you seen that?
I did, yeah. What was it? What the minister of...
I don't know what she's the minister of, but she's definitely in the new Liberal government. And she went down on Bill Maher's show to ply her progressive trade. And she got smacked around and fucking used as a dishcloth to clean the floor with.
Yeah, she did.
And rightly so, because she was operating on pretty much the same sort of emotional level that most people are on social media. She's like going, come on, you can't be saying all Muslims are bad. You're saying all Muslims are bad. And they were going, we're not saying all Muslims are bad. We're saying the Islamists
that
are bad.
Muslims are bad.
And they have, and Muslims have bad ideas. I'm sorry, they have bad ideas. She goes, they have bad ideas? She was so upset about it. She couldn't believe that people didn't feel the same way as her.
Hashtag just be nice.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
it wasn't the first time that America bitch slapped Canada on TV.
No, but I actually enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Well, we're all fucked and we're racist.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't care. You know what? My skin's so thick now, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care. You know what? It's about time people actually stood up and said what they thought. There's nothing wrong with that.
Unless you don't say what they want to hear.
Well, exactly.
Feelings are real. Feelings are real.
Well, this is the thing. Feelings are more real than anything else nowadays. Yep. Feelings are more real than logic, reason, history, or anything for that matter.
Well, that's the thing, too, doing comedy. Like if you do comedy and you don't know, because everybody's got different ththings that'll offend them, too.
Comedy's dead. I'm going to say this right now. Comedy is dead. Stand-up comedy is dead unless you want to get up there and go, hey, I'm buying Doritos. Open the packet. There's only 3 in there. What the fuck is that about? If you want to do that, right, you've got a career.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about serious shit, forget it. Unless you're going to be towing the progressive fucking narrative. If you're going to tow the progressive narrative, you're going to have a load of clapping seals going, oh, every time you say something. And, pat yourself on the back and then, go to sleep at night knowing that you're a fucking fraud.
Yeah. But a fraud with a career.
Well, exactly. What's the point?
Yeah, I just, I did this corporate gig, and the guy said to me, hey, you can't swear. You can't swear in this corporate gig. It was in Alberta, and I said, no problem, I won't swear. Anything else? He's like, oh, don't do rape jokes.
Well, you don't do rape jokes.
No, I said, I don't do rape jokes, but can I do this joke where I allude to I don't like rape? He's like, don't even allude to not liking rape, because if you even just say the word rape, it doesn't matter what the context is, because people aren't listening, and they'll just hear a key phrase, and in a Pavlovian sense will kick in, and they'll be offended, because they're not paying attention attention anyway because they're watching Instagram, but they hear that word, they're going to get offended. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God, that's terrible. What about, and he's just like, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. It's like saying, you can't say the word. It's like saying, if you can't say, I don't like, it's like saying, I like faggots. You can't say that, even if, you're saying a positive, it still is a hurtful word. I'm like, okay. All right. Speaking of which, no gay jokes. I'm like, can I mention I baked a quiche? And he's like, no, I wouldn't even mention that. That's too homophobic. He's like, and it's also intolerant to people that might be lactose intolerant. I'm like, shit. Yeah, there's a lot of dairy in quiche. I wouldn't even talk about dairy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, don't talk about religion. There might be some atheists that get offended.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is the self-destruction of Western civilization.
Yeah, and he's like, well, there's some atheists, and they might get offended, but good chance they'll be vegan. So if they try to punch you, they have no protein or energy or strength in their bones and their muscles, so it won't really do much of an effect. But I just stay away from that issue. I'm like, shit. What about weather? Well, this is a skin cancer fundraiser, so I wouldn't talk about the sun. What about snow? Avalanches? Too soon. What happened? Don't worry about it. How about the rain? Seasonal depression. It leads to suicide. You joke about the rain, you're joking about suicide. What can I joke about? He's like, well, it's Alberta. Racism's fine. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? I got an hour.
Did they like you?
What's that?
Did they like you?
Oh, they love me because I just did Chinese voices.
You can't do anything, but you can do Chinese voices because it's in Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Just know your crowd, know your racism.
This is just,
Stick with it.
You know what we need to do? Do you know what? It sounds terrible to say, but we haven't had a war for so long that people have got this inflated sense of self-worth and entitlement. And I just, there's a little bit of me that just thinks, everybody who's like 20 right now just needs to go to a fucking war for a while and then come back and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking spy, it's my safe space. That's a fucking trigger.
The world has been too good for too long that we're all turning into assholes.
They all turn to fucking man. Even the men are man bitches.
Yeah.
The men are man bitches nowadays. They whine and they fucking bleat about shit.
Yeah, you need a book bag to be a real fucking man.
I sound old, don't I?
Yeah, well.
Anyway, let's go to the fucking news.
Let's do it.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
Today in fucking news, from the Greys in the UK, Karen Hasty has thought she would get a bit of payback for the Paris terrorist attacks. She did this by packaging up some dog shit and shoving it through her Muslim neighbor's mailbox. She then took to social media where she wrote, I just delivered someone's karma. Miss Munn's rat butt face from yesterday has just got a Jiffy envelope filled with dog shit through the bitch's letterbox. The funny thing I found from this was that police have a term for everything. You guys want to guess what someone mailing shit to another person is called in law enforcement?
No, what's it called?
Guess. What would you think it would be called?
A shit demeanor?
A shit demeanor, yeah.
A love letter?
It's called malicious communications.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good politically
malicious
correct,
communications. You know the other one that you used to do in the one. This is a very, very well known practice in the UK. What you do is you get a bag full of dog shit, right? You put it through someone's letterbox on fire. So when they see it and they go and stamp all over it to put the fire out, and then they get dog shit all over their feet.
Yeah. What's it called? Like a hot pocket or something?
It's called a hot rocket pocket.
Yeah. You know what, though? You put shit in the mailbox, and that's not very nice. But I'll tell you, I had way worse mail than shit, like bills. I'd rather get shit than bills.
Would you?
Well, it depends how big the bill is.
Wait, but what about if they dried the shit and then rolled it out and then put it so it could fit in a letter? Would you be really upset about that?
Well, no, that would take time, and I would be sort of like, oh, that's nice. They took the time because, like, you could do shit with poo. Like, apparently, there elephant poo.
Shit with poo.
Yeah, my mom's an artist, and there is elephant poo fucking paper. It's made from elephant shit, and it's like a really good quality paper made from elephant fucking turds.
That's like that Robin Williams aphorism. He says that's when you know you've got too much money.
Yeah, when you start buying stuff made out of poo.
Yeah.
Why don't they just make toilet paper out of shit? That would make the most sense. You wipe your ass with shit with shit.
And then do it again.
And so basically this woman, she committed this hate crime, as they call it, and basically she then went to social media to admit it.
Yeah.
Obviously not hard for the police to work this one out.
It was an act of revenge. She
Right.
was.
But it wasn't an act of personal revenge. It was an act of. Some sort of misguided, indiscriminate.
It was a
revenge.
racist social media act of fucking poovery.
Yeah.
That was I mean, it's just gross and stupid and childish. And where did that happen again? England?
in Grays in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Great in Essex.
Yep.
That sounds like a good Essex thing to do.
Yeah.
My
It's like Jersey Shore.
My muscle
Great Essex,
neighbour.
Jersey.
I don't like his fucking attack fence,
that's
so I'm
a-
going to
no.
take a dump and tuck it in the fucking mailbox.
You always get these
cunt.
accents wrong. That's a Birmingham accent.
Oh, is that a Brahmi accent?
Yeah, they're from just outside of London. They
Yeah.
talk with sort of like Essex accent. Sort of, mate. It's just, I'm from Essex, aren't I?
When would you ever have a poo attack? Would you ever use poo as revenge for anything?
No.
Well, you do for me all the time, right? Or you shit my
I
toilet?
have a dump in your. I mean, I'm having a dump when I come round to your house in
Yeah.
the toilet because you always do it at my house.
I never did. Like I
Yeah,
took
you
it.
fucking do. Every time you come round to my house, right? Every time you come round to everybody's house that I know, you turn up with food in your hand and then you have a dump.
I don't know where
There's
this
people
happened.
laughing right now because they know it's true. It's true. You do that. And so I said, because I'm small-minded like that, right? I said, fuck this. Actually, you know what? In all honesty, I didn't. I just thought, you know what? I need a poo. And I thought, I'm going to make a habit of this because Byron always does it to me. And then you saw it. It's like I shot down one of your jets. You shoot down one of my jets. And we just keep on having poos at each other's houses. You know?
See, but
you
we're
turn
civil.
up with food.
This is how
'cause you
wars
know.
are. This is how wars are settled.
It was a war of shit-trition.
Yeah. Boom.
But I haven't posted you any poo through a letterbox.
No, you haven't.
But that would be the escalation.
That would be. Speaking of poo online, there was a site called ratemypoo.com.
I
Oh
love
man,
this.
yeah.
And it's not there anymore. It's unfortunate.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was
So what? You
when
have
I
to
was-
visually rate it.
Yeah, you take a picture and then people like vote on it. Yeah.
So it's not.
So it's a big coiler.
That's
It's
an
like
old
that's a 9.
website. I remember
That's an old
that one.
website. This is like mid 2000s.
I actually, when I was a terrible stand-up comedian, I used to have this joke where it was the punchline was about a website that I made called don'ttouchmeI'mpooing.com. And that was it was like every time your friend comes over and they end up taking a shit, you wait until they're probably about partway through. You open the door and then take a picture, and then right then you try and touch them, so you get that shot of them, the cringe, like, no, don't touch me, I'm pooing. And then you put the picture online, and then people would rate it. And
That sounds like a great conceptual joke.
yeah, and I would do it. Don't touch me, I'm pooing.com. It didn't get very many laughs.
No, because
and
people-
nobody sent me pictures. I gave them an email where to send it, and I did it for months. Not one person sent me a picture.
People are
Oh
very
my God,
self-conscious.
that sounds familiar. Kind of like the dry shave show at gmail.com. Where the fuck are these emails? We know you're listening, assholes.
Actually, yeah, and don't touch me, I'm pooing at gmail.com is another place. I also have a Tumblr, and I have a blog spot, and nobody sent me fucking shit.
That's, yeah. Or pictures of it anyway.
They're killing you. They're letting you die on the vine. They're starving you of attention.
You should just put it on LinkedIn. Make it professional.
No, it was a good conceptual joke. It wasn't. It wasn't funny. The audience voted. I would get a chuckle. They'd be like, "That's a funny named website."
People just don't respect
Congratulations.
art. That would kill in Germany.
What else have we got?
Last week, 20-year-old Intel employee Aaron O'Neill had a bit of a night. He drowned too many beers and had a bunch of pills. Problem is, he had to get to work the next day over at Intel. He didn't want to call in sick, so he decided the better idea would be to have his friend call in an ISIS bomb threat to his workplace.
Brilliant. I wonder what drugs he was taking.
The bomb threat shut down a motorway, disrupted air traffic in the area, and prevented 4,000 Intel staff from going to work.
Fuck.
The good news is he didn't have to go to work. The bad news is he will never be going back to work because he's been fired and sentenced to 200 hours of community service.
Where was this? Not in America.
You know what? I didn't write it down.
I think that's 200 hours of community service.
It's in the UK.
Yeah, 200 hours of community service for a bomb threat, an ISIS bomb threat. That sounds like the UK
It's
because
definitely
they're very strict.
I thought that might have been in Raqqa. They're like, but we are ISIS. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they haven't got
May I
200
give him
Intel.
200 hours?
They haven't got 200 Intel workers in America.
Guy's a hero. 4,000 people got a day off,
That's amazing.
and they get to cry in their bunkers.
He's like he's like the new Martin Luther King.
I wonder how fucked up you'd have to be to think that was a good idea. At what stage in the night or the early morning do you go, you know what? This is what we'll do. This is a brilliant idea. It's got to be speed. It's got to be speed amphetamines or speedy cocaine.
So,
That's done that to them.
I don't feel like working tomorrow.
It's a fucking Brummy accent again.
Yeah. Let's just make it for Birmingham. You
Maybe
know
all
what?
the accents come from Birmingham.
Yeah, why not?
Pipkins?
Do you want to hear my accent from Syria?
Not really.
I'm from Damascus, so I am.
Are you related to Justin Trudeau?
Yeah.
Okay. What
Well,
else
I
we
play
got?
video games.
Yeah, that's good. Have you played Halo 3 with him?
Online.
Online?
Yeah, he's good.
Rumor is he was playing Halo 3 when he heard about the Paris attacks.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that on an interview.
It's an old game. You want to pick a more recent Halo.
I don't know. He's old school.
Yeah, he's like
old school.
He's first generation Xbox guy.
Yeah.
I think he's playing Destiny.
Yeah.
Is that over your guys' head?
Fuck
That's
yeah.
Bungie's latest offering.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, one of the blessings in life is that I don't know what anybody's talking about when they start talking about video games.
I like video games.
Anyway, what else we got? I'm too busy.
Next up, fireman had to drag a man out of a German sex shop, which was burning to the ground after he refused to leave until he reached the end of his porn film, Throbbinhood.
Can you just watch it online?
The man, who has not been named, was alone in a locked video cabin watching the adult film when the building caught a fire. Despite the flames edging closer to him and smoke inhalation causing him to cough, he was adamant that he wanted to stay till the end of the film. Firefighters had to break the door down and drag the man to safety. He could be heard saying, "I have paid €7.50 for this and I haven't finished yet."
Wow.
That's one cheap fucking pervert.
That's why firemen have the best stories.
They really do.
They do. If you talk to firemen about, they're just full of stories.
You know, it sounds romantic. You're a firefighter. It's like, you know, you see it as like, yeah, hell's burning, fucking save people. But it's like a lot of times, just like, what did you do? I just deal with creeps trying to jerk off and not leaving buildings.
Yeah, or it's not even as romantic as cats in trees.
No.
You know, it's scooping up bits of brain after somebody fucking jumps out of a window 14 stories up.
Yeah. We're trying to say some German fucking, you know, jerker. That's hilarious. But first of all, yeah, why is anybody paying money for porn? I just don't get it anymore.
Oh, you just make a note. You make a note of the film and go, I'll just go and look that up online.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's just you're going to survive smoke inhalation. He's probably maybe it's like sort of some weird autoerotic situation, you know, because he can't breathe and he's jerking off. So
that's a good point.
Maybe he planted the fire.
What else we got?
Well, I just looked up Throbbinhood. It doesn't even look very good. It got a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb.com. Did you know that IMDb has porn on here?
No, I didn't, but it doesn't
odd.
surprise me.
It does not look very good. I mean,
Well, you know what? That doesn't matter. I mean, you know what? I think the thing we're missing in this equation is that he was probably quite old.
Apparently, the intercourse scenes are amazing, but the storyline, not great.
oh man, that's where they get you.
You said it's the sheriff of Nottingham though, fucking hung like a donkey.
Yeah, big time. Friar fuck.
I heard Maid Marian was pretty hung too.
Yeah. Fuck me in the bushes.
All right, so that is it for fucking news. But next up, we have an editorial from Mr.
Eric Amber.
Yes, indeed. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello, Eric.
I have an editorial.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
This is great. Eric just came back actually from Syria, and he's got some insight.
It is about the refugees. I want to talk about the refugees. So, okay, so I'll just get into it, yeah? Yes. My grandmother was born as an ethnic German in what is now the country of Lithuania. She was actually sold like livestock to a Polish family and married to a man she had never met on her 16th birthday. After the wedding, she moved to a new village in a new country where she learned a new language. Then World War II happened. When the Russians took the Baltic countries along with eastern Poland, my grandparents were forced to flee, leaving behind all they owned, never to return. Now, their escape was on foot as they were forced to sell their only wagon to pay for my great-grandfather's funeral. He was buried in an unmarked grave along with millions of other victims of the war. Soon after, they were captured by the German army and put into war camp in German-occupied Poland. As they were not Jewish, they were spared the gas chambers, but they were still considered undesirable, quote unquote. But had Hitler won the war, there's no question that they would have been put to death eventually. And my father was born in that camp. After the war, Europe was destroyed, and my father and his parents continued to live in the camp for 3 years until they were sponsored by a Christian family and entered Canada as refugees. Then, as now, some Canadians were opposed to refugees coming to Canada, especially like what they called so-called enemy countries. So I for one believe that accepting refugees is morally the right thing to do. However, the demonization of people who question the manner by which refugees are accepted has become very kind of vicious. Like any subject, the media focuses less on the facts and more on the sensational to fan the emotion and dilute debate. The Canadian media, especially the CBC, is guilty of shaming anyone who questions a predetermined narrative. The refugee debate is not about whether or not we should help the poor or the less fortunate. It's about silencing any person or group who contradicts the cultural Marxist agenda. This issue is another case of the political correct socialist left using the misfortune of others to confiscate our rights. Rights our forefathers died to uphold. And that's my editorial.
I mean, that's a very good point, Eric. I couldn't agree more. And I think the main thing I'm taking away from that is that basically, I concur completely. The only argument that you hear is an emotional one. If you look at the figures, if you look at the Pew polls, you look at the research done on who's coming, what the demographics are of men to women and children and that sort of thing, it's not a great picture, especially for Europe. And 73% of those coming into Europe are military-age men. So straight away you say, well, these are not the most vulnerable that are escaping. This is basically an invasion. Right?
Well, the millions of people that have flooded into Europe, they're not kids that are like walking all the way from the Middle East all the way to England, right? They're not families. And so they never really talk about they're like, oh, if you don't let in refugees, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and
but
also
if you question who these people are and where they came from and what they've showed up with and what their intention is, then you're also a piece of shit. So
yeah, you're racist. I don't want to hear you. You're racist because of brown. You like brown people. You don't like brown people.
I got loads of shit off people just for saying, listen, you need to look at who they are and what they want and where they're coming from. If you're going to show me 4 out of 5 pictures in the news or on a newspaper shows pictures of women with children, crying children, that is not represented by the numbers. The numbers in Europe are that 73% are men. Only less than 15% are children. So if we're to have a picture of children on the front of every page, that's dishonest and it's misleading, and they're trying to play us emotionally. And I for one will not have it. And also the other thing is, I agree with you, helping people who need help is the job of stable first world countries. Absolutely it is. And especially in Canada, it was built on people like that. But at the same time, when they're fleeing a war zone which involves combatants who've actually said that they will send operatives with the refugees into other countries as sleeper cells until they're ready to act. And we saw this in France. To ignore those things is absolutely cultural suicide. You have to do the due diligence when you're taking in these people because of where they come from and what the affiliations of many of them are. And if you actually go into the Pew polls as to, they're asking people in Syria, the refugees, what they think. 25% of Syrian refugees have a favorable opinion of ISIS. They're actually ISIS supporters. 96% of Syrian refugees, 96%, have a disfavourable view of homosexuality. Okay, fair enough. That's fine in Syria. But if you're going to bring them in here, and this is the thing that always perplexes me, you've got people, transgender, gay rights people going, let the refugees in. And I'm thinking, are you fucking, can you not process information? Are you having a fucking problem with this?
These are the people who are going to hate you the most.
They're going to, they're not going to hate me. They're going to hate you. They're fucking throwing people off buildings for being gay. And you're going, let the refugees in. My transgender rights extend to refugees as well. Well, that's fucking great, but it doesn't make sense. Your argument is flawed. It's not just emotional. It's fucking flawed.
Not to mention the fact that those people wouldn't be refugees had we not gone and bombed the fuck out of their countries in the first place.
Or in the case of Syria, not unlike Iraq or Afghanistan, but in the case of Syria, we are destabilizing the government. We are using groups like ISIS and al-Nusra to basically destabilize the Assad regime. And we're doing that. NATO's doing that with the help of the Saudis and the Turks and the Qataris. We all know what's going on. We're on the wrong side. Like I was saying earlier on, we're on the wrong fucking side. We should be on Russia's side. We really should be, because Russia's Vladimir Putin is the only person, the only one world leader who's actually representing Western interests right now.
I think the refugees, let's be honest, let's only let them in if they're rich or the women are really hot.
You know what? I propose this. This is what I propose. You know what? The Muslims treat their women badly, right? So if we only let women in, if we only let women from the Muslim countries in, and we're like, you know what, guys? You don't know how to treat your girls. We're taking them away from you. That's it. We're going to punish all of those Muslims. They can, all women only. So, you guys don't know how to take care of girls. We're not going to let you have them anymore.
And plus,
shame on you.
There's a lot of desperate white men here that would treat them right. And then,
you know how many guys in Winnipeg are not getting laid?
Exactly. And then I'm telling you, bitchy white girls who are entitled, they're going to have to up their game. Why? Because you're getting a lot of hot pussy. Okay, coming in.
That's it. You know
All
what?
right, so they're gonna have to
it's like
up your
taking away
game.
a child's toy. You are not using this toy properly. You're abusing your brother.
And that's how
we're gonna punish you.
And that's how
you
men
guys can't have.
And that's how men treat their women there.
Yeah,
They're fucking
you can't
toys.
have girls anymore. So we should just, instead of going to Afghanistan and nation building, or going to just bring all the girls here and then let them do what they can. Drive. They can wear whatever they want. They can wear makeup.
Yeah.
They can wear burqas for all we give a shit. All they got to do is date a white guy.
Yeah.
You know what? Your idea initially sounded, not unreasonable, but even at that stage, there's a whole army of progressive leftists who would go, "You absolutely no way. We are not doing that. We are letting everybody in because the destruction of Western civilization is our ultimate goal."
Except don't tell anybody that.
You know
but
what?
don't tell anybody.
Okay,
if you ever say that on air, you're a racist.
Yeah.
You know what?
We can let white men, we can let Syrian men in, but they have to be gay.
That'd be fine. Let in the gay Syrians.
Gays and women. Just the gays and the women.
It's all starting to make sense now, Eric.
What about the kids? As long as they're gay women?
It's just gays and the women. That's all we want. Leave all the Muslim men behind.
Gay children, women? Whatever.
Just tell him what he wants to hear.
Yeah. Yes, Byron.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm happy.
All right, thanks very much.
Just like you can keep trading up trading, Byron. You know how many Muslim women could live in this apartment?
A lot.
Oh, you could have like 9 of them in here.
Jesus Christ. 72 virgins as well.
You don't deserve it.
Yeah. Anyway. Well,
thank you very much.
After a year, they'd be like, "You're fat. I'm going to get myself another rich man."
Yeah, exactly.
Another rich man. He's not. Well, I suppose he's quite rich.
Well, comparatively, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
you
all.
are actually.
Yeah.
Fucking. You're like an ancient king.
Hey, I'm not
you?
fat either. If you've been hanging out in Texas.
Besides, they're used to sharing one man.
Yeah.
You're not fat by a lot of standards.
Yeah.
You go. Now
So the moral of the story is, even if you're racist, I'm not very fat.
All right.
There's just more of you to go around.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you, guys.
All right. I've been Ivan Penaluna.
I'm Byron Bertram.
And that was Eric Amber. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.